Conditions for combination of atomic orbitals, when your atomic orbitals like combine with each other. Okay. So first condition is the combining atomic orbital. The combining atomic orbital must have same or nearly same energy. Same way, same rule, the same rule of hybridization. So the atomic orbital which are combining with each other, they must have nearly same or same energy. Then only they can combine. If there is difference in energy, then they will not combine. So first one condition is energy. So this means that 1s orbital can combine with another 1s orbital, but with 2s orbital, because the energy of 2s orbital is appreciably higher than that of 1s orbital. So this is not true if the atoms are very different. So you can say that s orbitals can combine with 1s because they have nearly similar energy. But if they have different energies, so it means that they won't combine with each other. Next point is the combining atomic orbital must have the same symmetry about the molecular axis. Same symmetry means same structure. Okay. So by convention, z-axis is taken as the molecular axis. It is important to note that the atomic orbitals having same or nearly the same energy will not combine if they don't have the same symmetry. First point was energy, but the most important or the important condition here is they must have same symmetry. If symmetry is different, then they will not combine. For example, 2pz orbital is one atom can combine with 2pz orbital of another atom, but with the px and py orbital because of their different symmetry. So if we talk about symmetry or structure or shape, you can say only 2pz will overlap with 2pz. It will not overlap with px and py. Why? Because in px and py they form pi bonding. Head to head overlapping will be there because they have same symmetry. But in case of z, head to head overlapping will be there because it lie along the z axis horizontally. Okay, so at that time sigma bond will form, and which actually form because of the overlapping of same symmetry of orbitals. Third one is the combining atomic orbitals must overlap to the maximum extent. Overlapping should be maximum. Listen, there is a nucleus which is present at the center of the atom. So atoms when overlapping with each other, they will experience repulsion as well as attractive force from each other. Okay. So it is necessary that your overlapping must be up to maximum extent. Greater extent of overlapping, greater will be the electron density between the nucleus of the molecular orbital. If the overlapping is greater, it means number of electron or amount of electron is greater between both the nucleuses, combining nucleuses. But if the extent is less, it means the number of electrons is less in the molecular orbital, newly formed molecular orbital. Types of molecular orbitals. Molecular orbitals of diatomic molecules are designated as sigma and pi bonding. This delta is actually not in your syllabus for now. So you just learn about only sigma and pi bonding. It is in this nomenclature, the sigma molecular orbital are symmetrical around the bond axis, while pi bonds orbitals are non-symmetrical. We know this thing that sigma bonds are actually symmetrical because head-to-head overlapping will be there, but in pi bonding they are not actually symmetrical. So for example, the linear combination of 1s orbital center on the two nucleuses produce two molecular orbitals, which are symmetrical around the bond axis. Such molecular orbital are of sigma type and are designated as 1s and 1s bonding and sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. It means one s bonding will be there and one s anti-bonding will be there. If internuclear axis is taken to be in the z direction, it can be seen that the linear combination of z orbital of two atoms also produce two sigma molecular orbitals designated as sigma 2pz and sigma star 2pz. Means bonding sigma 2pz and anti-bonding sigma 2pz. Means that in this diagram you can see that when two electrons are come in 2s and I am combining a molecule, for example N2 molecules we'll talk about. So when electron come in 2s, means total 4 electrons are there, so 2 will go in 2s sigma 2s and 2 will go in sigma star 2s. So 2s bonding will be there and 2s anti-bonding will be there. And if you talk about participation of b orbital, it means 2 in means 3 3, we have 3 3 unpaired electron in p orbital. So what happened, you can see pi 2px and pi 2py are there, which are of equal energy or nearly same energy, and sigma 2pz is there. As we know, sigma bond formed because of the same symmetry, and pi bond is formed there because of the side to side overlapping and difference in symmetry. So same type of anti-bonding will be there. So pi star 2px, pi star 2py, they shows anti-bonding pi orbitals. And sigma star 2pz is anti-bonding sigma 2pz bond is there. So let's just count total number of electrons. So 3 from 1 nitrogen and 3 from 1 nitrogen. Total number of electrons are 6. Since we know we can fill 2 electrons, we can pair, means we can pair 2 electrons in one orbital. So in px and py, fill them. First will electron will go to the pi one, then go to the z pz one. So first pair with px and py, both the electrons are orbitals are completely filled. Let's just move to the sigma 2pz. It is also completely filled. So total number of electrons are 6. But in case if we have more electrons in the p2p orbital, then the electron will go to the anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Okay, so this is how they combine orbitals, just distribute in bonding and anti-bonding when your molecules form after overlapping or combining the atomic orbitals. Molecular orbitals obtained from 2px and 2py orbital are not symmetrical around the bond axis because of the presence of positive lobes above the negative lobe below the molecule plane. So such molecule orbitals are labeled as pi and pi star, means pi bonding and pi anti-bonding. A pi bonding molecular orbital has large electron density above and below the internuclear axis. Then pi anti-bonding molecular orbital has nodes between the nucleuses. So there is a difference. Means if we talk about the pi bonding, so it has much more electron density as compared to anti-bonding. Since we used to fill the electron in bonding first, then we move to the anti-bonding. Okay, so there will be the difference in the electron density in the bonding and anti-bonding. Energy level diagram of molecular orbital theory. So we have seen that 1s atomic orbital on two atoms form two molecular orbital designated as sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. Just now I have told you. For example, if your two orbitals, your 2s orbitals are combining, so as you can see, this is known as the energy level diagram. So if 2s or 2s of two molecules are combining with each other, it means they form sigma 2s bonding and sigma star 2s anti-bonding. All right. So this is how we used to arrange the atomic orbitals. In the same manner, the 2s and 2p atomic orbitals, 8 atomic orbitals or 2 atoms give rise to the following 8 molecular orbitals. So it will go so on. Means the number of total electrons combining or total orbital combining will be the sum total of the new molecular orbital. If 2s are combining together, 2s from one atom and 2s from another atom, it means they are giving rise to two type of molecular orbital, which is one is anti-bonding and another one is bonding. And same with the p, if your six orbital are combining, it means six new molecular orbitals are formed, out of which three are bonding and three are anti-bonding. So this is how the energy level diagram will show the means molecular orbitals. So anti-bonding molecular orbital. So beta, if we talk about the anti-bonding molecular theory, means anti-bonding molecular orbitals or bonding molecular orbitals, so they will be like equal in all respects, but there is a difference in energy. Since bonding molecular orbitals have low energy as compared to anti-bonding, so that is why bonding molecular orbitals are quite stable as compared to anti-bonding. Okay, so we just write a different type of electronic configuration for a molecule when we show bonding and anti-bonding. Okay, so for previously we learned about that we used to write electronic configuration as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. But if we talk about molecular orbital, or if we just write the electronic configuration of molecules, so we will write in this manner. After every bonding, you have to write one anti-bonding molecular orbit, in which we used to just fill the electron on the basis of their energy. Okay, so the energy level of these molecular orbitals have been determined experimentally from the spectroscopic data for the homonuclear diatomic molecule. What is homonuclear? Homo means same type of nucleuses. Diatomic means when two atoms combine. Two means di. Okay, di means two. Atomic means atom. So when we talk about a homonuclear, it means two atoms are combined together and form a diatomic. For example, O2, oxygen. Both are same. One oxygen and one oxygen, they both combine and form a diatomic. H2, Cl2, all the gases generally form diatomic molecules. Okay? So where we have homonuclear diatomic molecule, for example, H2O2, it means that there is a difference, means there is no difference in the energies. Both the nucleuses exert same force. Both of them have same number of electrons, so they just can combine with each other easily. So for example, if you fill the electrons in increasing order, then how you will fill? The same electronic configuration, but we have added one more different type of molecular orbital, that is anti-bonding. So sigma 1s, after that sigma star 1s, both anti-bonding and bonding are there. We used to write them together. Since sigma 1s has like a lower energy as compared to sigma star 1s. So sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s. So these star point means anti-bonding molecular orbital, and this normal sigma shows the bonding molecular orbital. Okay, let's just move to 2px and 2py. But in the energy level electronic configuration of molecule, 2pz come first. So 2pz has less energy as compared to x and y. So what happened is just sigma 2pz and 2px and pi 2px and pi 2py are of equal energy. So that is why we used to put them in bracket with a equal to sign. Same happened in the pi 1. But there is a difference in energy of 2pz. 2p pi 2p pi star 2px is equal to pi star 2py will come first. After that, we will write sigma star 2pz. So this is how we used to write the electronic configuration of the molecule, diatomic molecule. If I ask you to write the electronic configuration of oxygen, okay. So since we know that one oxygen has 8 electrons in its outermost shell, it means total molecule has 16 electrons. So in this molecular electronic configuration, we have to write the entire distribution of electron, total 16 electrons. So according to the accommodation, we can write. So 1s2, sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, 4 electrons. Sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, 4 more electrons, total 8. After that, we'll jump to the p orbital. Okay. So accordingly, we will just write in 2pz2, 2px2, 2py2, and next to so on. Okay. So, however, this sequence of energy level of molecular orbital is not correct for the remaining molecules Li2, B2, C2, N2. This sequence actually varies. There are exceptions, as we know. In science, we have means exceptions are always there. You will find a number of exceptions, and from these exceptions, they can ask you objective type questions. Now, out of these things, which one do not follow the normal electronic configuration, or you can say normal sequence of energy level of molecular orbitals. So out of that, Li2, B2 means Li2 molecule, lithium molecule, boron molecule, carbon molecule, and nitrogen molecules. This sequence just actually varied. I will tell you how. Okay. So for an instance, it has been observed experimentally that for molecules such B2, C2, E, N2, etc., the increasing order of energy of various molecular orbital is like this. There is a difference in the electronic configuration. What is the difference? The difference in the Z orbital, the placement of 2pz for especially these four elements, or you can